Jack Lemmon and Tony Curtis and what's her name?
Oh, I feel like I've seen that.
The great Jack Lemmon, Tony Curtis, Peter Falk. What was the girl's name? She fell off the boat and drowned. What's her name? She was in Miracle on 31st Street, 34th Street back in the 1930s. What is her name?
We weren't alive then.
No, really, you weren't. You're not 80 years old.
I can't hear you on your mic. Did you turn it off?
Me?
Yeah. You got to talk like directly into the front of it.
Oh, well,
that's
turned.
Yeah,
is that better?
Yeah, you should be able. Can you turn it back a little bit?
What? Okay, we're on, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all right.
So you know.
That's where they're randomly talking. Yeah. It was that.
By the way.
And the gold is buried. We're live. Sorry. It was Natalie Wood, too, by the way.
Okay.
For your people who just tuned in, you have no idea where that came from.
Yeah, really.
Natalie Wood.
Okay.
That's the secret question.
Everyone's IMDb'ing her right now. I don't know why that sounds dirty for some reason. I'm gonna IMDb her.
Natalie Wood. IMDb. Yeah.
That's my favorite thing to do is IMDb somebody.
Dark room.
All night long, I just IMDb a bunch of
people. You can make anything sound. Turtle wax.
Oh, man.
Now that we've really randomly and weirdly started.
That's right.
Oh, is the title look right?
Yeah.
Okay.
89, Derek.
Yeah.
That's it. Yep.
All right.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So the thing I was going to say before we went live, I realized I needed to say on the show.
All right.
We're talking about 4570 being a big round. So recently we did a video with a lever gun called... This is going to send us back on that other tirade we were just on. Okay. It's called Bighorn Armory.
Yeah. Bighorn. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
So there's a company called Bighorn Armory that makes these lever action rifles that are kind of based off of John Browning's design of the 1886 and the Model 92. And it's chambered in 500 Smith & Wesson, which is that... You familiar with that Smith & Wesson revolver that shoots that round?
Yeah,
it's like the biggest, revolver, basically.
That's a BMG. Yeah.
It is, yeah. It's a huge thing. But what's interesting is I always thought that that's a hefty pistol round, but what we discovered is that it's actually pretty comparable, if not more powerful than the 4570.
I said a lot.
It's smaller. So, I kind of was thinking, and Dad was too, well, it's easy to look at a cartridge and think it's smaller, so it's probably less powerful. But the 4570 is a really old cartridge, so they needed that extra space to pack in more black powder. But now with modern smokeless powder, you can have a lot smaller case and
be just as powerful. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So that thing was a big thumper. I mean, we got these. I forgot what they were. Some kind of hot shot ammo that we were shooting out of it. Yeah. And I've shot a lot of watermelons in my day. I have seen so many watermelons blown up and blown so many of them up in my life, but I've never seen one blow up like it did from a 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum with these Barnes bullets, special loads. It was ridiculous. I mean, it was just stuff was still falling.
Falling
after several seconds after. I mean,
in fact, stuff is still falling. Yeah,
right now, currently. Yeah,
that's right.
There's some of it in orbit. I'm pretty
sure.
Right.
So, I saw that. What's that gun that the guy carried in Jurassic World?
That was a Marlin 4570.
Exactly.
I assume that was the caliber it was chambered in.
Dino. They call it the Dino gun.
Yeah, Dad has one just like it. Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean 4570. That's about what it'll take to take down a T-Rex. Yeah.
Well, probably more than that. It would take this Barrett I got sitting there.
It's a movie. It's Hollywood. It's a movie. If you hit anything with a couple of 45-70 rounds, I don't care what it is, it's going down.
Yeah, well, anything that's real that exists, yeah, probably, yeah. Okay. Not a dinosaur, I don't think.
Okay, I don't know. I feel pretty confident. Come on, T-Rex, bring it to me. Come on.
I assume it's proportionate, right? So if you shot if a dinosaur is 10 times bigger than
a buffalo,
let's say a buffalo, so it would take a round that was 10 times bigger than
it'll
what
take down an elephant.
Buffalo, right?
It'll take down an elephant.
4570?
Yeah.
I guess.
That's about elephant ain't much smaller than a T-Rex. Ain't much smaller.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't care. I'll be pretty confident until I put like 5-6 rounds into him and he's still coming. Okay, now I got a problem. I got a problem. 4 out of 6, 45, 70 rounds. This thing's still charging.
Yeah, that's not good.
Not good.
No, not at all.
Not good at all.
I'd feel better with a 50 cal though, for sure.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. That extra penetration. My wife just broke my door. She broke the door into the studio.
Okay. All right.
Nice. Good job.
Oh my God.
You got no door now.
I'm sure some of your fans are doing the experimentation right now.
Yeah.
Could a 45-70 take down a T-Rex?
Yeah.
Shot placement.
That's true. You get it in the right spot. You get it right in the eyeball. Goes into the brain. Of course, dinosaur brains are so small, though. I mean, how do you?
It's kind of hard to miss.
How do you hit the brain?
That's right. Or I don't know. You can kneecap him. I mean, he's got those short little arms. He can't get back up.
That's true. Yeah.
Hey.
That's true. Have you heard about the theories that dinosaurs had feathers and stuff?
Yes. They're revision theories now. They weren't the scaly things that we think. They were more bird-like than we used to think. Again, not so tough when you got guns, though.
No. Yeah, that's true.
Not so tough. So what? A velociraptor, no problem.
Yeah.
Unless you're that guy in the first one, Jurassic Park.
The first one, yeah,
with the Australian guy, with
with
the standard issue crocodile hunter, shorts and shirt, and an Australian hat.
That guy was the best. Yeah,
he's got that
SPAS 12.
That SPAS 12,
yeah,
which real complicated. I guess I don't know if it's effective.
They're really finicky. I've heard.
Yeah, I did. Real hard to take apart too. If it breaks, you're done.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, dude. They travel in threes. You see one over there, and of course he did decide to extend the
collapsible stock.
The collapsible stock. He didn't decide to use the sights. He didn't do none of that until he saw a dinosaur right there.
Right. Yeah.
What kind of big game hunter was that? Okay, I thought you did all that before you got out of the truck. But
yeah, you would think
that's just what I would do. Hey.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
It's like in the movies. They don't chamber around until they get ready to go.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, what are you doing? Walk around here with an empty gun all this time?
I see that in westerns constantly.
All the time.
They'll lever it once it gets dangerous. Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, what the? Whatever.
Yeah, I don't get it.
It's a movie. Hey.
Yeah, exactly. Forgot what I was going to say. Another thing I was going to bring up, though, another thing, we always talk about the good stuff before we get on the show.
Of course.
So this time I'm trying to do, Zeke, who's been on the show before, I don't know if you've met him or not, but
no, I don't think so.
He told me he's a big Howard Stern fan, and he told me about how Howard Stern, like classic radio, they have the commercial breaks, at several points, in the show. They run for like 10 minutes and then a break, and then 10 minutes and then a break. That like the guests won't talk, which would be really awkward, but it's like a thing that he does on his show. Is like you're talking, and it's like, all right, we'll go to commercial, and then he just sit there and don't say anything to each other.
Well, yeah, some way to keep it fresh because.
And the reason is because you don't want to start talking about something or doing something funny or whatever.
And lose your thread, yeah.
And then it's like, well, we weren't even recording it.
That's right.
So it's kind of interesting. Well,
that's the way to do it, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, hey.
When you show up, I'll just be like.
We'll just sit there and silently stare at each other.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll lurk in the corner and just. Is it showtime yet? All right, I'll spring into the light. That's how we're gonna do it. That won't draw any bad attention.
Not at all. But something I was going to bring up though that we were talking about the new Call of Duty that's coming out. Call of Duty World War II.
Bring it on! They got it right. Well, again, they're going back to World War II,
right, which I think is what a lot of people wanted. It's what I wanted.
After that space thing, okay, you lost me.
Yeah,
I mean, hey, dude, I still play Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3. Excellent.
Yeah,
hey, they should bring all those. They should bring all that.
The modern stuff is good, I think.
Yeah, they should bring all that back. But until they start going into outer space,
right? Yeah, it's like okay, we need a contrast from that.
That's right.
They need to hang out in like the old school era for at least a couple of games.
Exactly, and then as maybe an additional game or a level after you defeat the whole game. Okay, space with zombies. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
sure.
Or we were talking about earlier, the Korean War would be cool.
Hey, dude, they're going to steal that idea. You need to get that copyrighted right now.
I need to go out and just make a Call of Duty game real quick in my garage before they do it.
That's right. Come on, can't take more than a night, right? Come on. Come on. Yeah. Throw those together in a couple of days. Come on.
I'll get started as soon as this podcast is
That's
over.
Right. I'll have it up and running by in the morning. Ready for the trucks. Send it out.
Yeah, exactly. Vietnam. I'd love to see another Vietnam game.
They did the Black Ops, right?
Yeah, they did do that, but it wasn't like...
It was early 60s. It was like pre-1965, yeah.
Right. It wasn't like... what do you
Classic,
think? It was like Platoon,
60,
Apocalypse Now.
66, 67, 68. It was like 62.
Yeah.
I
think...
Cool,
Here's what I think would be an amazing game. I didn't play it, but I've heard that it's good. There's some new Tom Clancy game where you're like some kind of paramilitary guy and you're going down to South America to bust up drug cartels and stuff like that, but it's like a mission based but like open world kind of game, so like Grand Theft Auto. What if they did something like that but for Vietnam, where you're like a Green Beret, let's say, in Vietnam, but it's like open world, so it's not just like just like Call of Duty or whatever, where it's just like a mission where it's like you're going to this place and you shoot these bad guys. It's like totally open world, so you can like decide what areas you want to engage in or what vehicles you want to use.
What are those games called? Tom Clancy.
Ghost Recon.
Ghost Recon.
Yeah.
Okay. The problem I tried those once. Okay. You can plan the weapons they carry, the ammo, the equipment. I mean, you can get to this detailed planning. If I want to plan like that, I just go be a Navy SEAL. It's easier.
That's true. Yeah. Too involved, yeah.
I'm like, dude, just, okay, let's start shooting stuff. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
Keep it simple. But there are people that love that. Just, I'll carry this many rounds with this kind of weapon, and then I'll have my red dot plus, my IR sight. Okay, dude. Okay, sure. If you're into that, hey, more power to you.
Yeah, I think like not too much planning, but just kind of give it that Grand Theft Auto kind of feel would be cool.
Okay, if you like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Hey. Now I did the flight simulation thing.
Yeah.
I will say this: there was an old I can't remember the name of it now, but that was a flight simulator for the AH-64 Apache.
Oh wow!
And as a former aviation guy, I'm here to tell you, you went up there and played that. You were done. I mean, you had to do everything. It was like it was the most realistic thing I've ever seen. You had to plan waypoints, know how to apply power to the aircraft engine, start engine one, start engine two, once you get to certain RPM, lift the aircraft off the ground, do this to turn left, do this to turn right.
Wow.
By the time you got there, you're like, my God, I need a break. I need to get some sleep. I'm tired.
I've been working all day.
Well, you felt like you just came off a mission. I mean, I'll give it that. It was realistic. Very realistic.
That's cool.
Yeah. AH-64. So.
That's interesting. Well, one of the things that got me off on that topic that I meant to bring up, so this is something that I've been seeing some stuff on the internet about the new Call of Duty World War II game.
Yeah.
Is that, now this is going to sound like a strange thing to complain about, but let us talk.
Okay.
So there's no swastikas in the game. And it's kind of weird. It doesn't make sense because you're fighting the Nazis. And there's a bunch of pictures and video clips that people have found in the promotions, for the game, where it seems like they're intentionally trying to avoid the swastika. Like there's a Nazi eagle, but then like no swastika under it, like it's supposed to be, and several things. So and they were using the Iron Cross in places where it wouldn't have been, at that time period.
And that could have been some kind of marketing thing. I mean,
it could be
like in the in modern Germany today. The swastika is it's illegal to show the swastika in the German state.
Yeah,
like you see you get a model of a World War II German aircraft in Germany, they delete the swastika decal from it because you cannot exhibit the swastika in the German state. So because they're a little bit touchy about that.
Yeah, which I understand, but I've always thought that was kind of weird because to me it's like it's using the swastika in the context of the actual Nazis, to me, shouldn't be offensive at all. I mean, to me, you're honoring the people who were victimized by the stuff that they did.
True, but the world we live in, you always got to worry about offending somebody.
Yeah.
And I want the most profit I can, so I don't want to pee anybody off. So
right. But you're going to piss people off anyway, not being authentic, too, though.
Wait, what's that game? Band of Brothers? No.
Brothers in Arms.
Yeah. I didn't see these swastikas in that one.
Well, that's a good point. I can't remember if there was or not.
And I don't
have to go back and look.
I don't think you can play it online either, but I played the heck out of it. I love the command part of it, but I didn't see any swastikas in that one either.
Yeah.
And hey, Paratroopers 101st, by God. Hey.
Yep. Yeah, that was a great series, but that's, I don't know, like, I don't like the idea of like people trying to change history. You know what I mean?
Because it's not acceptable nowadays.
Like why does it matter if it was a bad thing that happened? It's a thing that happened. So
and
why
we
would
learn
you
from it, and we learn, and we get lessons from it, make our lives better now. Yes,
right.
World War II, and I agree with you because World War II was the turning point in the history of mankind.
Yeah, it really was.
It was, and we should remember all of it.
Yeah.
So because if we start, I don't remember that. That was kind of nasty. Okay, read a book called by Viktor Frankl called The Meaning of Life. Excellent book.
Okay.
He was a concentration camp survivor. Lost his mother, father, sister, and pregnant wife in the concentration camps. Excellent book. Excellent book. We can't, but a lot of people turn away from it because, I don't want to read about that because it was harsh.
Right.
Again, there's some very graphic accounts of what happened. Today, I don't think you can show it today.
Right.
You have to read the book because you sure as heck couldn't show it on TV. They go like, heck no. I don't want to see it because it's very harsh.
Right. But that's how you keep from repeating the bad parts of history, though.
Exactly. And one thing that I do remember from the book, he says one of the guards told him that even if you survive this, nobody's going to believe this happened.
Yeah.
That's why you're right. That's why you can't forget. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And that I'm trying to remember. It was I can't remember there was something that happened where I think it was around the time the whole Confederate flag controversy was happening. I remember there was some spillover with the Nazi stuff. There was some game. There was like a World War II game, like a phone app or something, and they like killed it or censored it or something like that because it had Nazis in it. But they were the bad guys. It's a game about, it's crazy.
Game. It's a World War II game. Any kind of game, book, movie about World War II. I expect to see the occasional Nazi.
It's about context. You know what I mean?
Okay. On that point, New Orleans, they're pulling down all the Confederate monuments.
Yeah, I've heard about that, and I don't know. I've mixed feelings about it because, for one, it's a part of history, but I also feel like it does depend on the context of like where it is. If you're taking down a monument, you're not necessarily like saying, you're not trying to like hide history. You're just saying this is not a part of history that we want to continue to
not necessarily
focus on,
or glorify. All right, coming from the South, with someone with some kind of vested interest in the Civil War. I can't imagine why.
What happened again? I don't know.
I know something. I don't know.
It kind of just went under my
radar. Every southern town where I'm from, they were all the same. It was a little town, and in the square of the town was a Confederate monument. I mean, every town.
Yeah.
Like you said, context. It is a part of history. We absolutely do not need to forget it. Absolutely not. Right. Tearing it down. I mean, I don't know. I don't care. Hey, man.
Yeah.
A lot of people, it's their heritage. More power to them. Knock yourself out. I don't believe in infringing on people's heritage either.
Right.
But
personally, I also understand, like, especially if it's like on government property.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like that makes it a little different.
If it's on government property, that's different.
Yeah, which I don't know where these are. I haven't like looked into it, but if it's on, that was the thing with the Confederate flag before. It's like if it's being flown on government property, then you're sort of forcing people to accept that as
it's public property. Yeah, exactly. I think there was one that was the South Carolina State House.
That was one of the things.
Maybe not the best place for a Confederate flag.
Yeah, that's right. It was that shooting that happened there.
Yeah,
that's what. Brought it on.
North Charleston. Yeah. Maybe not the best place for a Confederate flag.
Yeah,
hey, dude. And then this, and let me say this: a lot of people use the Confederate flag for stuff that was not intended.
That's
to be
the problem.
Represent.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I got an attitudes and look at my Confederate flag.
Yeah,
get out of here.
And that's the thing, too. Like I was actually talking about this with Dad the other day. The Confederate flag by itself shouldn't necessarily be a bad thing, but in this day and age, if you are flying one in the front of your house,
Not a good move, dude.
Like it kind of shows. It's like you're doing that intentionally.
Yeah.
So like someone flying a Confederate flag in the 70s might not have. It
wouldn't have drew any attention.
Right. It might not have been like that. Like at that time, it wouldn't have been a big deal, especially in the South. But now it's. People understand the context of it, so it's almost like you're doing it ironically to be rebellious.
Yeah, exactly. Which is everybody with attitude has a flies a Confederate flag. Yeah, well, not everybody.
Yeah, which I mean, I respect people for being rebellious. I think it's a good thing, but not if it's I don't know. It's like in poor taste sometimes.
Like having the big orange Charger with the number 3 and the Confederate flag on the top.
Yeah, well, that's another thing. I will say this. This I definitely. I think is messed up is when they with Dukes of Hazzard. Not that I was ever a big fan of that show, but when they went back and were gonna remove the Confederate flag off of the top of the car, now that's ridiculous because first of all that's a fictional character, right?
It's a show, man. It's a show.
Exactly. That is what that character did to their car. You know what I'm saying? You can think whatever you want about it, but that's what that character did.
Okay, let me say this. Coming from the South, I never once saw nobody driving around in an orange Charger jumping over stuff. That's very bad for your suspension. You might not want to do that. Yeah. Not once. Born and raised in the South. Ain't never saw nobody jump no car going, yeah! Never, not once.
And plus, if you're a moonshiner, it attracts a lot of attention.
That's right. So that's the TV. That's people. Okay, let me say. I gotta say this too. People that are not from the South believe that crap. Look at them guys in Brooklyn go, they drive around in orange cars down there. I like my Italian guy. You're gonna get some comments now. Hey, I don't talk like that. Okay, you were saying yes.
Can't follow that. Can't follow that accent.
Okay, why? Okay, backstory.
Yeah.
When I was a young guy in the Army, and you think I talk funny now? When I was riding them fields, I joined the Army. I had a real thick old Southern accent.
Oh yeah, you told me that last time. Yeah.
Yeah, and these I've been for that formation. I'm like, y'all holler, y'all see the drill sergeant coming, y'all holler here. And these two guys from a certain northern place said, "Oh, Joey, hey, he wants us to holler. Get him." So yeah. So yeah.
That's funny. That is the thing. Is if you have a southern accent, people just assume that you're dumb.
Yeah, especially if you're a certain ethnic group.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, come on. Well, it goes both ways now because if you're a white guy, talking like this in overalls now, what's that?
Really, it's anybody.
Duck Dynasty.
Almost
Duck Dynasty.
Yeah.
Classic example.
Yeah. Which they're fake. They're not even real.
They're not.
I mean, they're real people that they exist, but they're not actually like that. I mean, they're all college
it's
graduates.
It's a product. It's a product.
Like Larry the Cable Guy, it's a fake accent. Yeah.
What is it?
I mean, he is a real country person, but he's not southern.
What is it? Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker, that character that he plays. And he said himself, it's a character. It is a product. When people see me in movies on stage, they expect this.
Right.
This is what they're paying to see, so I give it to them.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And the thing is, you can tell with him. And it's anyone that would be... I don't know. I don't get that when people they feel like they're being lied to when they're watching a movie or something like that. It's like you're watching a piece of art. This is not a documentary.
Of all people, I'm gonna show my age now. Cyndi Lauper. Anybody remember her? Cyndi Lauper.
I've heard the name.
Thank
before.
you. I know. Thank you, fellow old guy. She said the problem she had with fans is that they watch you in movies and shows and they feel like they know you.
Yeah.
What they know is the character you're portraying.
Right.
And and that could be a problem because they go, "What's that? Big John don't really he don't really have a beard. What are you talking about?" I saw it.
That's right. It's a fake beard.
With a rubber bag on your back. You're like, okay, are we on? Okay, snap.
But I do feel like in certain contexts there's like an expectation of authenticity though. like with Duck Dynasty, I feel like they don't necessarily. I think there is an expectation that those guys are who they're portraying. Just like with us, like with me and Dad. If people, if for some reason we were just playing some role and then like. People met us and we have like a British accent or
cardigans
something.
And British
Then it would be kind of
45.
That's right. It'd be dishonest though.
What, they like that? What?
Yeah,
You're not drinking tea on the porch. I don't know. I think that yes, there's still people out there who believe anything they see on TV.
Right.
Like Honey Boo Boo. Dude, where's your reality show? Dude, what the? Why?
I tried to erase that from my reality. You keep bringing it in.
If they got a show,
yeah.
But unfortunately, there are people that believe what they see on TV or read on the internet. It must be true. I saw it on TV. It must be true. No, in fact, TV and internet make me more skeptical.
Right.
Well, hey.
Yeah, exactly. But what's also interesting too, it's cool about just art in general.
I think I just lost you.
You got me? Can you hear me?
Nope.
Are we all still here? Did the baby pull something out?
I can hear. You can say you got no audio.
I hear you talking over there.
You pulled the cord out.
Oh, excuse me.
It was your fault.
Blaming it on the baby.
Yeah.
Derek.
You gotta plug in your headphones there.
Okay.
It easily could have been David.
There you go.
Hear me now?
All right, I'm back. Okay. I was playing with it and it came out. What? What are you laughing at? It came out. What'd I say?
We still haven't escaped the beginning of the show yet. One thing that's interesting, though, is sometimes when it comes to art, the fakeness of something can bring in an incredible amount of authenticity at times. You know what I mean? By like, a character might be a fake character. That's not who that person really is, but they're portraying something that is very real, or brings up something that's real, or whatever.
You're right. It becomes real. People see it, and they hear it, and all of a sudden they start identifying with it, and all of a sudden, hey, it is real.
Yeah, well, like the movie Sling Blade.
Yeah,
like that character that Billy Bob Thornton portrayed. That's not really who Billy Bob Thornton is, but that movie anyone who's seen it just resonates. Such a wow. The reality of just the brutality of people. And how they can be and stuff.
Yes, you're right. People can suck if they want to, but
and not him that I'm talking about. The guy named Sling Blade is the less brutal one, ironically, in that movie. Even though he murdered some guy. Dwight Yoakam.
Dwight Yoakam.
Who was incredible in that movie, by the way.
He's still acting. I know he tried to get on. He tried to transition over to acting. He's still doing that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't see
he was decent. He was pretty good at it.
I mean, yeah. I saw him in the war movie.
When Trumpets Fade.
Yeah, that's right. Dude, that's good. Oh, yeah.
And he was a dick in that movie,
too. He was a jerk, man. So, he was in another one. He was in one with... those two Mexican girls. What's her name? I can't.
Two Mexican girls.
The two Mexican girls. Well, you know them. What was her name? Okay, I can't remember their name. One was a Spaniard, and the other one's from Mexico City. I can't remember their names, but they made a movie. Banditas.
That's yeah, I've heard of it. Never seen it. Yeah.
But he was in that movie. He was the bad guy in that movie. Man, it's killing me. Penelope Cruz was one of them. Okay. And the other one.
Is that one of those like late night Showtime movies?
Nah, that probably. It was like, Cinemax late night. I'm actually worried about your kid. Oh, like, yeah, like he knows what Cinemax is. Come on. Come on. I'm telling on myself is what I'm doing.
I only watch those movies for the storyline.
That's right. It's the plot. That's what I'm looking for. For the articles, that's all. Playboy for the articles, which they went away from nude pictures.
Playboy?
I mean,
did they really?
Yeah, dude. What? What's the world come to?
Are they trying to? That's weird.
It's passe. Like I
guess they realize, like, okay, we can't compete with the internet, so let's actually be a real magazine now.
That's right. I can do journalism now.
Yeah.
But they went away from that, and I thought my first thought was people still buy Playboy.
Yeah, exactly.
They do. What?
I forget. There's actually an incredible, like, it's sort of a documentary / show. It's really interesting the way they did it on Amazon about Playboy, and just it goes through Hugh Hefner's life and everything.
He was an Army guy. Thank you very much.
That's right. Yeah, he was.
World War II. He was a clerk though. He wasn't like combat. No, he was a clerk.
Yeah.
Rod. I forget. That's the story for later. But he was a clerk in the Army. Clerk typist.
Yeah.
In the rear with the gear. But he didn't do the Playboy thing until like 52, 53. Yeah. And Marilyn Monroe was his first model.
Yep, that's right.
So
and it was interesting that it showed the story of how he got those photos and stuff. What's weird is she didn't even know anything about it. Like, it wasn't like he asked her; just he basically bought the photos from someone else,
from another guy. Yeah,
yeah. So she just like got in the arm, was like, "Oh, okay, I'm on another magazine."
She's like, there was no copyright laws back then.
Yeah.
But we've come a long way, and the problem I think with Hef is that he's like 98 and thinks women still.
I'm sure. You know what? Honestly, he seems like a pretty self-aware guy. I'm sure he knows what's up.
That's right.
Yeah.
But you're 90, Hef. Come on.
And you know what's funny is, like, after watching that show on Amazon, it's free on Amazon. It's on Amazon Prime, and I always just saw him as like, he's just kind of like, I don't know. I saw him more for his image, and it was interesting to see who the real guy. He's brilliant. He was a brilliant dude.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, the decisions that he made along the way. I mean, it made some really important decisions.
He's given the running of the company over to his daughter, which I think is ironic.
Right, yeah.
His daughter runs this magazine, but I think he's still like he's advisor in chief or whatever he does. Yeah. And he's only got one mansion now. He had to get rid of it. Must be rough. Only down to one mansion. I can barely get by. It must be rough.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I mean,
probably still got the jet though.
That's right.
Because that was the big thing in that they bought basically a passenger like airliner, like a big full size jet, not just like a private jet, like a full size jet. And they made it to be this like bachelor pad,
dude, it ain't like that thing.
Part of it is marketing though. That's the thing too. It's easy to look at that and be like, oh, look at this guy just trying to rub it in or whatever. But it's marketing is what a lot of that was about. Not that he didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, I thought like Austin Powers, that jet he had with the psychedelic paisley colors.
Yeah. Which we're actually working on a jet. It's gonna have a shooting range in it.
That's right. That's right. At 40,000 feet. That's right. My God.
Yeah.
You submunition, so you can't puncture the skin of the plane.
Right. Well, I say in it. It's more. You shoot out the window.
That's right. Other planes.
Birds. Stuff like that.
Hey, I told you, dude. I tell you. I was wondering, if you could afford this castle, you're living in that. Hey, dude. Hey, jet. Why not? Hey.
Yep. Oh man. So, have you defeated ISIS yet?
Nope. I'm still working on that. They'll get a contract with the government. Things are slowing down right now.
Okay.
I know that we talked about this. The Army's still trying to transition from the M4 M16.
Right. Yeah.
Because
or the caliber at least.
Right? The caliber at least they will go to a heavier round, 6.5 to 7 millimeter, somewhere in there. Because apparently the ISIS guys are using the PK machine gun. Which is an old Russian Soviet machine gun that they're still making. It's outranging. Effective range of the PK machine gun is 800 to 1,000 meters, which is outranging the American weapons.
Yeah.
So they can shoot at us, but we can't really shoot back at them, which is bad.
It's not good.
So I'm like, well, problem. And also the bad guys are getting smart. They did this when I was in Iraq. They started to wear body armor, helmets, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
And from what you're saying, which I have a problem believing, that the M4, M16s have a problem penetrating body armor. I thought it was so high velocity, it would have any problem.
Kevlar, I think it's no problem.
Yeah.
But like the ceramic stuff, like that, I don't think even 308 goes through that.
The sappy plates, the thick plates you wear in front and back, that'll stop a 7.62.
Yeah.
But so I believe it when they say a 5.56 won't penetrate it.
Yeah. How well funded is ISIS? They have money? Are they like
they got the cash? They're very good at marketing too.
Yeah.
They're very good at marketing. They get people to fund them. When they take over these countries, like from what I understand, when they took over Syria, it was partly about terrorism and forwarding their agenda. It was mostly about finances. You get in there, take over the country, take over the financial institutions, make money. Hey.
Yeah.
So they went about a different way. They were like the Taliban, which is all about just, getting rid of the infidel. They're about, we'll get rid of the infidel and make a profit.
Yeah.
So, apparently they're getting
terrorism
well funded.
2.0.
Hey, they're learning.
Yeah. Yeah, something has to be done. I mean, like this bombing, that happened recently.
In England, Manchester, England.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope that, we got to get over there and do something about them. I'm not a fan of Trump, but I hope that, I hope that there's something in him, that where he can pull together and figure out some way to really drop the hammer down on him.
I don't know. I mean, he's got his plate's full here at home.
Yeah.
Are we gonna do like a wag the dog thing? Like, okay, things are stuck at home, so let's go here and start a war over here to get people's mind off all the trouble at home.
Could be, yeah. Either way, though, ISIS is getting to the point where, like, I feel like if we let it go too long, it's not that we're not doing anything. I know we've got people over there fighting them, and we dropped that big bomb.
Mother of all bombs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know we're doing some stuff, but like, if we let them go on too much longer, we could have another, not necessarily like the Nazis, but I mean, we could have something more serious on our hands. And
the problem we have to worry about now is homegrown terrorists.
Yeah.
The guy over here that's disgruntled, feels left behind, feels left out.
Yeah.
Setting off a bomb like that guy did in England. He was a Libyan. He was a British citizen, but he was of Libyan descent. So what you see with a lot of these people, they don't feel part of the country they were born and raised in, which I don't get that. But so that the answer to that is what ISIS does for a lot of people who feel left behind is that it gives them a feeling of what's the word I'm looking for? A feeling of I don't want to say family because that's not it. A feeling of belonging.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they belong to something. You're a part of something bigger than yourself. You're always going to have that. Right. But what you don't want people to go to the extreme of setting off a bomb in a crowd of people at a concert.
Yeah.
Or that guy. That guy who tried to set his underwear, blew up his underwear on the flight. What the heck, dude?
They called him the
underwear bomber.
Yeah, but really it should have been the underwear incinerator or something like that. Because he just set it on fire, basically, didn't he?
I'm like, okay, hey, he's got a pair of Fruit of the Looms in his hand. He's trying to set them on fire. What's he doing over there, dude? Hey, this guy tried to burn his underwear. Does that mean something?
Was he wearing the underwear?
Did anybody see him take them off? Okay, he's pulling off his underwear with a cigarette lighter. I don't know what he's doing. I don't foresee an immediate sense of alarm. I see a sense of amazement. This guy's pulling his underwear off.
He's got a lighter in underwear. Let's stop it.
Do I stop him? Do I say something? I mean, is it
curiosity to get the best of you, and you just wait and see.
Dude, what are you doing with your underwear? What's that white stuff in there?
I think they're whitey tighties too. So.
Dude, what are you doing with this? Is that flour? What are you doing? So so I think that's what happened. And of course San Bernardino again. I don't get.
But the homegrown terrorism is being fueled by the
ISIS people. Exactly. You know? Whenever and that guy at Florida that shopped that club, he claimed he was doing it for ISIS and all that. BS. Now are they going to take credit? Of course. But I think that's how people that do stuff like that, they have their own issues, and the ISIS thing is a good way to claim justification.
Yeah.
So I think that's our biggest worry.
Yeah.
Here.
Right. Nobody wants another Iraq, situation.
Nope.
But there's got to be something. There's a point where we're going to have to drop the hammer somehow, whatever it is that we have to do. I feel like we're in such a weird place in human history.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of the countries are developed enough to where, they realize that it's wrong to just take over some land because you want it, and make it your own. It's not right to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But yet there are still countries that are still like, living like 1,000 years ago.
North Korea.
Mentally,
North Korea.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like this weird thing where, like, a long time ago, the way that would have been handled is, oh, okay, we'll just take your land, and now it's ours.
That's right.
That's how it would have been handled a long time ago.
Okay, probably got North
But you can't do that now because,
That's the repercussions now. I think like North Korea, the last thing they want is an engagement with the United States and South Korea because they get their butts kicked.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I feel like North Korea, like, it's all a show for their own people.
Exactly.
Did they know that, like, they probably told America, like, don't worry, we're not going to mess with you.
That's right.
This is for us.
We're doing it for them. Don't pay attention to me.
Yeah.
When they fire off a missile, dude, Japan's like right there. Japan, ally of the United States. You drop a missile on Tokyo, that's going to be a problem, dude.
Yeah.
That's going to be a problem.
It'll be a parking lot.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I think they intentionally messed up. Oh, it blew up. What, the last one blew up on the pad or something? Or did they even get off the ground? Or?
Yeah, I can't remember. There's one of them that I think got off the
ground. It malfunctioned and all that, but he probably told his people, see, it was great. See, it worked fine. Just, we planned all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard a story coming on the flight over here to your castle. I heard a flight.
Did you notice the new alligator?
Yeah, dude. You got those albino alligators out front, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know where you get the way to feed them things. Anyway, this person defected from the North Korean army. A female defected to China. Who defects to China? But
bad choice.
Yeah, people in North Korea. Hey, she said,
go to South Korea. I mean,
good, dude.
South Korea is pretty good. I've heard.
I think
right?
it's just like here. It's just like here.
Yeah.
I heard.
Well, maybe not just like here, but
yes. Considering that we don't speak Korean, yes, very good point. Very good point. I think she was. They forced her into the army. Female into the army, and then she got a chance to take off, and she jumped across the Yalu River into China, and she was talking about, oh, China is great, which I'm thinking, if you think China's great, where have you been?
Yeah, really.
In North Korea, they're like, she's like, they have hot water here and blow dryers. Whoa, dude, oh man, dude. So again, I think what's his name, Little Kim, he wants things just the way they are.
Yeah.
Just the way they are.
Keep the people afraid and have all the power.
Exactly.
He's basically just like a kid. He has a whole country to play with. It's a sandbox, And China kind of sort of controls him because they trade with him so much. Yeah.
But I think if he does the wrong thing, but I think he PO'd Bill Clinton a while. He PO'd Bill Clinton a while back, and Bill was going to take him out.
Yeah.
So I think he knows how far he can push him.
Yeah. One thing, you remember Will? He was on the show before.
Yeah.
He was on the last show, or one of the last ones, and one question I posed to him, I'll ask you the same thing, is like, so this is a hypothetical scenario. North Korea launches a missile at Hawaii, let's say, but we have a missile defense system that's really good, that's top secret or whatever, and we take it down. Like, active missile, they launched it at Hawaii. Like, we know that's where it was going to land based on trajectory, but we stop it and it just falls in the ocean and no one gets hurt.
Okay.
What do we do? Do we turn it into a parking lot, or do we, because no one actually died, but they tried to kill, like,
it's an act of war. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely an act of war, but it's like, what do we do?
I think what it depends on what we can get China to do. Something like that would be an act of war against the United States. We could. What can we take from them? They don't have anything.
It's the real estate.
The
one thing, like Will said, is that, like, the problem is if you nuked North Korea, you would kill all those people, that's not really their fault. They grew up in that.
The people aren't necessarily guilty because they just live there under this tyrant.
Right. But still, our people aren't either. You know?
But if you invade, oh my God, we've been there before. Remember?
Yeah. No, I don't remember that war.
That's the forgotten war. If we invade, number one, South Korea would kick your butt. I'm here to tell you, South Koreans are more than ready for them.
Yeah.
I think the last thing he wants to do is roll south because the South Koreans will kick his butt.
And they'd have our support.
Oh, yeah, exactly. We'd be helping them.
You're already there, right?
Yeah. 40,000 guys.
Yeah.
If we rolled north and took the country over, it's going to be rough because if they're on the defensive, they're up in those mountains, caves, and all that, and we have to root them out. We're going to lose a bunch of guys doing that.
Yeah.
And then you take them over. Well, America's very good at beating countries, but we're kind of so-so at rebuilding them.
Yeah.
Except for Germany. Germany, that's one.
Well, I think that the problem in Iraq is that we tried to be hands off.
Yeah.
You know, and that you can't just half do something like that. I think that's the problem. We were trying to do it in a more like PC kind of way, which I commend our country. I commend us for doing that.
We're great. Yeah.
Yeah. See, look, we did a good thing. That's right. But in us trying to do a good thing by being hands off, kind of like, all right, we've gotten rid of Saddam. Yeah. Now we're going to try to put your own people in power. And, we're not going to try to come in here and meddle with your way of life.
Yeah.
Didn't work. We almost would have to, and that's the problem. It's like they didn't want Saddam, but they probably don't want American democracy either.
Okay, the difference between the occupation of Germany and Japan versus the occupation of Iraq. After World War II, Germany and Japan were American satellite states. I mean, it was martial law. You will do what we tell you, how we tell you, when we tell you.
Right.
And they did pretty well. But you're right. It's a different time now. It's a different time now. We tried to be hands off.
Right.
Also, would American democracy work in a place like in the Middle East? That's a question I've heard more than once. Will our kind of government, will our kind of democracy work in a place like that?
We need like a one-size-fits-all system or something that we can put
Which
in there.
A lot of people say just break the country up. Look, they're fighting. They all want their little countries anyway. Okay, break it up. Hey, Kurds to the north, Sunnis to the south. Go have a nice day.
Yeah, that's one option. Yeah. And I hate that. That's what's so weird. Even talking about this, it's like, it's this other country. Like, who are we to say we could do this or whatever? But the problem, it's like, what do you do? I mean, there's these developed nations in the world that are just trying to have a good time, to make some money and enjoy life, and then these countries come in and just ruin the party all the time. It's like
not invited, all that. Yeah.
But, it's like we want to invite them to the party, but they don't want to go.
We put up with Saddam so long because, he was a tyrant. But he kept everything to a quiet roar.
Right. But in a very Hitler kind of way.
Yeah, that's right. He was. In fact, he admired Hitler. He admired Hitler.
Did he really?
Yeah. And Stalin too.
That should have been a sign right there.
You got all these people fighting and killing each other. Saddam was like, okay, I'll kill all of you. Yeah. And then everybody's like, okay, keep your head down. He kept them within limits. And in hindsight, yes, he was a tyrant, dictator. But he also kept control of them too, because he was willing. In fact, Saddam Hussein said, "Power is what you're willing to do."
Yeah.
And everybody knew that Saddam would do whatever it took. You either work with me or see that hole out there in the desert. It's got your name on it. So
it's like it reminds me. There's a movie called. You ever seen the movie Lawless?
I don't think so.
It's a great movie. You ever seen Public Enemies?
Yeah.
It's kind of like
I've heard of it.
Like that
Lawless,
movie, but yet it takes place up in the hills and the moonshine and everything.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Well, Tom Hardy was a great character in that movie. Mm-hmm. He's like one of those understated kind of like he doesn't say a lot.
Yeah.
He just keeps doing this a lot. He'd be like, all right. Like something crazy will happen and be like, all right.
I'm Groot. Yeah.
There's something great about it, but there's this line that he has in there that's always been one of my favorites in a movie. He said, it's not what you can do. It's like, I'll probably butcher it. It's like something like a measure of a man is not what you can do, but how far he's willing to go.
True.
Which is similar, I feel like. Yeah. It's basically saying it's not what you're capable of. It's what you're
willing to do.
What you can actually accomplish,
Exactly. So, again, does American democracy work in the Middle East? This woman in Baghdad, I'll never forget her. See where it was like in the 04. And they're trying to Americanize the country, right?
Why were you in Baghdad?
Passing through on the way north to some place called Balad.
Vacation.
That's why. I heard the waters are very good there. But anyway, I get there and they were having some kind of job fair. That's the only way I can describe it, a job fair. They were.
I've never been there, but for some reason I feel like this is a bad explanation. I don't know why.
They were people trying to get jobs working for the Americans, right? Working for the Allies. And this woman showed up at Muslim country. They're supposed to be covered up, right? This woman shows up in a pink chiffon dress with big 1990 shoulders, and hair moussed out about 2 feet from her head. Okay, I'm sure she thinks that's the way Western women dress. Yeah. But we need to get some some Cosmopolitan magazines over here and show these women. But
is that Cosmo? Is that space magazine?
No, duh. Cosmopolitan. Thank you. Fashion magazine.
Sorry, it was a bad joke.
I'm sure she thought that that's the way women dress. But I forgot where I was going with this. But anyway,
but you're trying to dress like an American and failed miserably.
I'm sorry that image just kind of blinked out everything else. Whoa! I even forgot the point I was making.
Did you say one time that you? I don't know if he's ever said this on air, but you ate some sandwich the guy cooked on a rock or something.
That's right, the goat burger. Place called FOB McKenzie, 66 miles north of Baghdad on the Tigris River. Okay, it's a desert country. It's kind of strange to see fish. I'm gonna make this point. It was a desert country, and you see Iraqi fish. What's that mean? I got a picture I'll show you one day of this.
They've been in a truck for a while.
I'll show you a picture of this. We went fishing in the Tigris River. I'll show you a picture of that thing I caught. And the only way I can describe it is this Homer Simpson thing with one eye, and it kind of crawled up out of the water, and it took the hook out and gave it back to me. It was weird, dude. I'll show you that picture. It was like, whoa.
Was it like the three-eyed fish from The Simpsons?
Exactly. I mean, it was weird. I'm not eating that thing. And it took the hook out and just crawled back in the water. Yeah. But the sandwich, or whatever it was, they called it a burger. Yeah. That's what they called it.
A rat burger?
Iraqi burger. I'm sure it was rat in there somewhere. Iraqi burger. I went in there and they're cooking this thing up for me. And I don't see a stove. I see some heated rocks. And they're grilling off these rocks, these flat rocks. Yeah. And then they scraped off the meat. And then they grilled this bread. Right there, like pita-style bread.
Did they scrape it off with another rock?
With a knife. He kind of scrapes it off, and he puts the batter or whatever it was on there, and he makes the bread, and he puts the funny-looking meat he just cooked on top of this funny-looking bread, and he puts a little cherry tomato on there and a couple of strings of lettuce, and then here's your burger. Okay. All right. I'm like, well, hey. Let's try the culture. Yeah. I mean, this meat looks strange, dude. They don't like no beef. And I haven't seen not cow one here. Yeah. I see a lot of goats, but not one cow, right?
That's probably what it was.
So I eat this thing, and it's like, dude, it kind of slithered down my throat and just stopped. Right there. It got to my stomach and just stopped. The only way I can describe it is a picture, imagine a brick in your stomach.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Yeah, just sitting really heavy.
It just stayed there. And I'm like, dude, I think I messed up. I think I messed up. It's like a day later. Dude, I think I messed up. It's still there. It's still there. Oh, dude, I was like not having movement. Is that politically correct term? Yeah. For like 3 days. I'm like, I have messed up. They poisoned it. They slipped something in that stuff. Something's wrong. Yeah. But I'll never forget that. To this day, I don't know what it was. Probably goat. Probably. Yeah. And whatever else they had that they pulled up out of that river. And put on
So would you say that you were the victim of a terrorist attack?
I think I was. Yes, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Oh my God. I'm like, what was I thinking? In hindsight, I'm like, what were you thinking, man? This is a building on the side of the road in Iraq. Yeah, let's go in there and eat what they cook. No, what was I thinking? After MREs for 6-8 months, you're like, anything's better. Anything. Okay, anything. Oh my god! Oh. Jesus.
It's probably some kind of like it was like the food version of an IED.
I was like, okay, look, we'll put up a sign with these 2 golden arches and grill stuff. They'll eat it. Don't worry. They'll eat it. And there was a line behind me, by the way. There was a line. It's 115 degrees. Sweat's pouring off of you. It's like, yeah, I'll eat that. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. I have enough shots. It'll be fine. Come on. Come on.
It's a dry heat, though, right?
Come on. No, it ain't. 40 pounds in 3 months. 40 pounds in 3 months, dude. Oh, God. I need to go there now.
That's how the Middle East could make money, is just like weight loss.
That's right. Have a charter flight from here. And I didn't do nothing. I did not exercise not once that first 3 months.
Yeah.
I just, hanging around wearing. Now, the 20 pounds of body armor didn't hurt.
Yeah, sure. The body armor diet. There we go.
That story I told you about the guy that it's November in Iraq, and it was November. It was 102.
Yeah.
And I'm standing there in t-shirt and shorts, sweat pouring off of me. Every time I stopped, I'd move, and there'd be a puddle of water right there, sweat. I'm talking to this Iraqi guy. This is November, 102. This guy's in a bubble jacket, scarf, and wool hat. I'm like, I should have thought, how hot does it get? If he thinks 102 is cold, how hot does it get here? That's what I should have thought.
Yeah, really. Jesus.
He 102. He was freezing. He was freezing. Oh,
that's bizarre.
Oh, dude.
I mean, I guess you get used to it.
Yeah, the 100. I mean, the hottest guy was 123.
It's like people up in Wisconsin. They'll be out running around in shorts in 40-degree weather, 30-degree weather.
Oh man.
Or Russia probably. I bet the amount of cold that Russians that live like way up in the cold part can deal
Arctic,
with.
Yeah.
It's probably ridiculous, And
they're like, 10 below, summer day. Come on.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
I saw something one time that there's a certain place in Russia that, like, up in the, what do they call it? Is it Siberia? Like, in the really cold part, where people live the longest there. Because
I've heard of that. Yeah, it's like
diseases or something can't live there.
Or people would be like 125, 130.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe that's a little bit long.
Yeah, is it the life you want? That's the thing.
That's right. I'm 125. I don't see myself being too spry. Is it active? Like now, if you're as active as you are now at 125, okay.
Yeah.
But if you're 125 sitting in a chair, and it's kind of move over there, and they move you over there, and you still sit there.
Yeah, but there's a point where it's like, okay, I'm ready for something else now.
Let's go ahead. Come on, 125. Come on.
Let's get this going. Let's move this along.
I saw this guy out and I went to see somebody's family. The first family reunion I had to go to, and I do mean had.
Yeah.
Out in Oklahoma, by God.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not gonna tell you the name of the town.
Oklahoma is the Indiana of the West.
It was way out there in southwest Oklahoma. It was out on the prairie, by God. And we went to this family reunion out there. And yes, I was amazed to see black people out in southwest Oklahoma. I ain't gonna lie, but they're out there, and they had all the they were barbecuing and all that crap, and there was this little shed in the backyard of the farm, and the roof, the top of my head brushed up against the roof. I went inside, and there was this old guy in there, and it was very low ceiling. The top of my head was brushing against the roof. You couldn't have got in there. The top of my head was brushing against the ceiling, right? And I look in there, and there's this guy sitting there. Now, it's 105 out there. And this guy is in there. No air conditioning, no fan. This guy's in there in wet weather boots and rain boots, a yellow fluorescent safety vest, and a rubber hat. Eating this pork rib.
Was it like giving out advice or something?
And people just got sitting there, they're sitting around him like this, like he's the old guy on the throne, and they're sitting there, and this guy sitting there just like that.
Yeah.
Never says a word. Eat this pork rib.
Wow.
In his rain boots and rubber hat and safety vest. Okay. Okay. All right. Sure.
He obviously knows what he's doing.
He's supposed to be there, of course. Who am I to say anything? I didn't want to be the guy to say, "Is this strange?" I didn't want to say that.
I love people like that though, where it's just kind of like, man, that person is really strange, but they're like owning it.
Nobody else is saying anything.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't be the one.
One of the strangest people I ever met, and I mean this in a good way too.
Okay.
Not like a bad, like strange person, but it's like an interesting strange person. This guy I worked at Target with, and it was the first job I had was working overnight at Target, basically stocking shelves, while the customers weren't there. Met a lot of interesting people that worked there, but this one guy, I won't say his name. He don't know one. I'll probably figure out who he was, but it was weird. So he wouldn't talk to anyone, except for two of the supervisors he would talk to. And anytime that he saw anyone, he would do this. Right? And it was creepy, not creepy like scared, but like it was insane how like aware of where you were he was, because like I'd be like in an aisle like working or whatever, and then I would look over and he'd be walking by and he would just be like doing that. Even like you're leaving the parking lot, like if you saw him, he would do that. Anytime he saw anyone, he'd just be like, everyone he saw.
Hey, I ain't bothering nobody.
And I say he wouldn't talk to anyone. He would say two things basically, right? And they were yes or no. And his yes, he would say yes meant he would say hold in like that. Like it's hard to get it right. It sort of was high pitched, but it was like a certain way he would say it. It'd be like hold in like that. That's kind of how he would say it. And then and that was yes. If you asked him the question,
okay.
Like if you said, "Hey, do you know where the bleach is supposed to go?"
Yeah.
Hold in.
Okay.
And he'd be like, "Where?" And he'd be like, and he would point, or say something like, and the other thing he would say is, "I don't know," and that meant no, of course.
Okay.
But sometimes he would say it to mean like, I'm not trying to explain this to you right now because I can't. so like if you did ask him like, "Where's the bleach? Do you know where the bleach is?" He might be like, "Hold in." And if you're like, "Where is it?" He might point and be like, "I don't know." Kind of like saying like, that's as good as you're gonna get from me, buddy. Over there somewhere. So that was the thing, and then he would also do impressions of anything.
Okay.
So you could ask him, like my favorite was to ask him to do impressions of like the safety pictures on things. You know, like you ever see some like for example, these big carts that we had that we'd wheel around. There's a picture of this dude that was like he was falling over, like a silhouette, like he was falling back and the thing was falling on him, and like in the trash baler there was a picture of a hand that had fingers severed off, like those kind of things.
Yeah, safety pictures.
Yeah, and I would get him to like I'd be like, do the impression of that or whatever, and he would like do it or whatever. He had a Michael Jackson that was really funny. That's not very PC at all. And,
of course.
He would do anybody, and it was just like anytime. It never seemed to bother him. He loved it. He could be like, "Hey, do an impression of this," and he would do it.
Jesus.
And that's just who this guy was, and he was a great worker. He was one of the best workers there.
Of course,
you couldn't have a conversation with him.
But that's right. We're here to work, so hey.
Yeah. Strangest person I ever met, but like he was so fun. He was so entertaining. He was great. Anyway.
I got a story about something similar to that, but I'll tell you offline. You gotta get that thing started, Big John After Dark.
Okay.
So I thought we can talk.
We could do that if you want. You got to save up all of your stories.
Oh, dude,
that you can't say on the regular show.
That's right.
And then we'll do a special show.
That's right. The Big John special, Thanksgiving special. Yeah. That's right.
Or why not Christmas?
That's right. Red light there.
Yeah.
But
that reminds me. I mean to do this at the beginning of the show, but I forgot to do the supporters of the show.
Of course.
Bud's Gun Shop. Go check them out at budsgunshop.com. Can you believe it? It's very smart. No one had that domain, luckily. And budsgunshop.com. Go check them out. Appreciate their support. And also Federal Ammo. That's what we shoot in all the videos. sdi.edu if you need a career in gunsmithing, which I think everyone does probably.
Oh, yeah.
You can go check them out for that. And then also the NRA, if you need to join the NRA, there's a link in the description for a discount. So there's that.
There you go. Way to pay those bills. All right.
Yeah. I forget the podcast sometimes, but it's really like for the whole channel, not just the podcast, anyways. And most of the eyeballs on my content are actually on the videos and not the podcast, anyways. So
okay,
but I've been doing this thing lately where I've been comparing video games, the guns in video games to like the real thing or whatever. It's been kind of fun, but it's funny. Like one of the most common criticisms that I get is that people like give me a hard time. They say that I suck at the game, you know. And it's like, and what's weird about it is, which I do, I'm not good at it.
A lot of time and practice,
right? But what's weird about it is that, like, so in those videos, basically the video starts with like a clip of from the game that I've selected out intentionally to kind of show the gun. You see it kind of in action, moving around.
The background,
yeah. And I usually pick clips where I'm like doing something good, like getting kills,
Yeah.
And so what's weird is like the clips that they see are usually me doing things that are good, like killing the bad guys.
Yeah.
But yet they still are like, oh, you suck. So like they can tell from those short little clips that I'm that bad at the game. But
you got guys out there who are Jedi masters at these. Oh, dude, when I play Call of Modern Warfare online, there are guys who are usually 12, 13-year-olds who are just excellent. I think that's why the Army goes to those controllers on the drones. They're like video game controllers.
Oh, yeah.
Because, dude, these kids, you can't touch them.
Yeah.
You can't touch them.
Because they have so much time to play video games.
I was out there, by God, when I was a kid back in the late 50s. I was out there.
Yeah.
I'm kidding about the late 50s, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I was out there digging ditches, by God. Building log cabins, by God.
I was saying, you're not that old.
So I hope not. Thank you. Yes, actually, I'm 88. Yes.
88 years old.
That's right. Yeah. Pretty spry, yeah. But
you're like, what's Tom Hanks in The Green Mile? He's like actually really old. He's like 150 years old.
Talking about, talking. What's that guy's name? And the black guy in Green Mile. Don't say Michael Clark Duncan because he's dead. And what's the character's name?
I can't remember. John Coffey.
John Coffey. Yeah. John Coffey. We'll just scroll back. For that one. John Coffey. I was like, John Luke. No. That's Star Trek. John Luke.
That really is a good movie. I watched it not too long ago.
Yeah, it's okay.
I don't know. It's weird, but I like it.
It's all right. He won the Oscar. So he won another Oscar for that.
I don't know.
Tom Hanks.
Probably.
Philadelphia. He got one for that one.
He was nominated.
Nominated.
Best Supporting Actor.
Okay. Whoa, that's good. that's good. But he got 4 of them, right?
I'm not sure. He got one for Private Ryan, surely.
No, he didn't. No, I hate to say it. Shakespeare in Love beat out Saving Private Ryan for Best Picture.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We talked about that. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, Spielberg got Best Director for Saving Private Ryan. But they didn't get Best Picture. It should have.
Yeah, that's to me, it's one of the greatest movies of all time.
Heck yeah. But, hey, you can't be the love story. Shakespeare in Love, which it was good. Was good. Okay, I admit it. I've seen it a couple times. Not to get too touchy-feely for you.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
You ain't seen Shakespeare? Dude, you got to rent that tonight.
Okay.
So run right out of here now. Shakespeare in Love.
Have you ever seen Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man?
I've heard of it, never seen it. That's what's his name is that one?
Don Johnson.
And I thought Kurt Russell.
And wait, is Don Johnson? That's the real actor's name, right? Not the character from Miami Vice.
No, that's the real actor's name.
Okay, what was the character's name in Miami Vice? I can't remember. Anyways, Don Johnson's in it, and Mickey Rourke is in it.
Okay.
Before he got like all that surgery and looked weird.
That's right.
He looks like a different person now. It's crazy.
Yeah, you like that character he played in Sin City.
Yeah.
There was no makeup. That's how he really looks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
dude.
Scars and everything.
Dude.
But it's it's a great movie. You got to check that one out though.
Okay, what's it about?
It's like it's hard to explain. It's like these two guys. One of them rides a motorcycle.
Harley Davidson. Yeah, got it. Okay.
Actually, they both ride motorcycles.
Okay, all right.
And they're kind of like I don't know, it's sort of like a Western in a way. They're sort of almost like cowboys, They just like sort of roam around,
Oh, and what a life. Okay.
Yeah, and it's similar to No Country for Old Men. They basically do this like a heist or something, and they steal these drugs, and it's some new age. That was like a thing in the 80s and 90s. It'd always be like, oh, this new killer drug, you know.
Oh, okay.
And some crazy synthetic meth or something, you know, whatever, something weird like that. And it's like ultra valuable, and they didn't realize that they thought they were stealing money, but it was actually drugs. And so then you have these top notch like drug dealers that come after them and all this stuff. And there's like one of the Baldwins is like the leader of these guys, and they all have these like bulletproof trench coats. It's really silly, but it's great. And they all have AUGs, like the Star AUG.
Shit. Okay.
They all have those. And it's funny. It's a great movie. I mean, it's not. It's like it's from the glory days of the action film.
Yeah, it sounds like what's that movie with Antonio Banderas?
I know what you're talking about.
He's in Mexico. He's in there with
Banditos.
Is it Banditos?
That was Banditas, the two women. Antonio Banderas. He was in Mexico. He was with.
There was two of them, right?
No. It was him and
Desperado or something.
Desperado, yeah. Desperado. Selma Hayek. It was him and Selma Hayek.
That's right. Yeah.
And he's doing all these great shots. He's down below the bar shooting.
Did he have a guitar that shot? Or something?
He had the automatic guitar machine gun, and then he had the guitar rocket launcher. I mean, hey, why not?
Not?
Hey,
it's like Machete. You ever see that?
That was
Machete.
That was the prequel, right? That was the.
It was a movie.
Desperado was the sequel to Machete.
Was it? Are those movies connected?
I think so.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. But I know that there was a Quentin Tarantino movie where they did a fake trailer for that movie, and then people loved it so much they were like, "You got to make this movie," and he did. It's awesome. I mean, it's such a cool thing. I don't think I ever saw the second one, or I did, and it wasn't great or something. But
hey, what happened with the movie you and your old man were in?
Yeah, we're shooting it, and I don't know if I'm supposed to even say, but soon.
Okay, all right, it's under wraps. Okay, it's like quiet on the set. Okay,
they did say we're not supposed to say some things about it. I don't remember what we can and what we can't say. But soon we're doing that soon, very soon.
Okay, all right. Okay, I got this. Okay, now imaginations are gonna fly. Now it's gonna imaginations are gonna run wild.
Yeah,
it's gonna be like the old cameo, with like Stan Lee,
That's right,
Stan Lee cameo. We're sitting here doing the show, and a motorcycle crashes through and goes. Come on, hey. I mean, no. I already I know what's gonna happen. I'm speculating, of course. I'm not giving anything away because I don't know. We're talking widescreen TV, and the two main characters are talking, and there's a Hickok 45 video on the back.
Yeah. No, I guess I can say this is actually it's a movie about King of the Hill, and it's like a live action King of the Hill movie. And I'm Dad's is playing Hank Hill, and I'm playing his son.
That's right. Okay, all right, even better. So, there you go. It's a start now. Hey,
we're still trying to find a boomhauer though.
That's right. So, dude, I'm telling you, now we gotta figure some way to work Cleveland Brown from from Family Guy, so I get in there.
You don't strike me as a Cleveland
Brown. He got his own show. He got a spinoff.
Yeah, that's right. It's funny. The kid is like the funniest one on that show. I feel like.
Which one?
The kid with the big fro.
Oh, talk about the Cleveland Brown show, which I never watched. Strange. Not strange enough.
Yeah, he's only on the spinoff. Yeah,
but there you go, dude. It's rolling. Things are rolling. Dude, the Big John movie. That dude. That's right, you get the backstory. Yeah, I was a poor child raised a
like that. What's that Steve Martin movie?
The Jerk.
Yeah, I grew up as a young black child.
I was a poor black child in Georgia. Days in the Hood, we meet this black guy. Hey, there you go. Come on, dude.
Yep.
Denzel, he's a little bit old for me now, but hey, come on. Hey. So, come on. We got to cash in. Strike when the iron's hot.
That's right.
The sequels, the prequels. Come on.
It's too bad.
Come on, let's go.
It's too bad it costs so much to do a movie. It's like Someone was telling me the other day, even for like a kind of low budget movie, like kind of a movie that's maybe straight to Netflix or something, like $2 million. You know.
Whoa, dude! Yeah. What about these YouTube things you see? I've seen those guys make movies on YouTube.
There's like fan films and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, you can do stuff like that, but the problem is, the special effects that you're going to have. It's something you worked up on some, editing program.
You did yourself, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to look like a movie.
Yeah. Okay. All right, then. I'm telling you, dude.
Yeah. That might be the thing, though. Is make it really low budget and just.
And people,
it is what it is.
It kicks off.
Yeah.
No problem, dude. Hey.
I've always thought if I could come up with, I would totally make a movie if I could come up with an idea that's like, I'm trying to think of an example. Like the example I always think of is actually a big budget movie, but like the movie 27 Hours or 127 Hours. So I don't want to cut him short or anything. Sell him short. That's right. It's like I earned those 100 hours. That's right. Have you seen that movie?
I heard of it.
Okay, it's pretty self-explanatory. He gets trapped under a rock, cuts his arm off.
Oh, ouch!
Have you heard about? You never heard that story?
I've seen the trailer for the movie, but
okay. I watched some of the interviews with the guy. It's really interesting, story of how he. I mean, it's amazing, but awesome at the same time. But anyways, so like that movie, the entire thing, like at the very beginning, it shows a little bit of like some other stuff, but basically the entire movie is just him, trapped under that rock, and it's like this internal dialogue and him trying different things to try to move the rock and all this kind of stuff. But if you could come up with an idea for a movie that would be really intriguing and still be a great story. But it didn't need to be like it was like in a primary location,
like a POV kind of movie, something that don't cost that much to make, not a lot of special effects,
right? Or like there was a 9/11 movie that they made where the whole thing was just these two guys that were trapped under some like rubble, and it was just them talking and stuff.
I was thinking the same thing. It was some kind of some of these monster movies. The thing that came. Attack New York. They're videotaping it. A bunch of people that have party first.
Cloverfield.
Okay. She is good.
that was a big budget film though.
Yeah, but it was about a group of people, and it was through the eyes of a camcorder.
Yeah.
How much that cost? Come on.
Well, you still got to have the effects and everything though.
There was a lot of a quick up view. Okay, and a lot of people looking over there at something. Like I saw the old 1953 Godzilla with Raymond Burr.
Oh yeah,
and there's a lot of people looking at something up there. So they're pointing, running back, looking over their shoulder. Hit. Come on, dude. Come on.
Like the old King Kong. So those are pretty ridiculous.
How much does an ape suit cost? Come on.
I think a lot of those were stop motion. So they actually like built the models and stuff.
There you go. But gold on the streets. Like, come on, dude. So I'll tell you, we can do it. I'll do a show about the show.
That's right. Yeah.
I'll do a show like Seinfeld. A show about nothing.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's true.
So come on, gold in the streets. Come on. There's somebody out there in Hollywood. They're writing this down right now.
Listening to our show.
Hey, why not? Hey, why not?
Yeah.
Oh God.
But I've always I've had this idea for a movie that I would love to do sometime, which I don't know, I never get to. I won't get too specific just in case someone tries to steal it, I guess.
That's right. Keep it vague. Keep it vague.
Well, the basic idea is like, how Jackie Chan is like, part of what makes him cool is that, the choreography or whatever is really cool, and he's like this awesome fighter.
Yeah.
But yet he's like kind of sloppy at the same time. Like he makes mistakes and he gets hurt, and stuff like that. And it's part of what makes it interesting and kind of funny and, all that. So I had this idea of like, what if you had a movie about a mountain man that was kind of the same way?
Okay.
You know what I mean? That he was like a Jeremiah Johnson type, or like from
The Revenant.
The Revenant. He was the same way. He was like a true, like he could handle his stuff, like he knew what he was doing, but yet he was sort of like a bumbling fool at the same time. You know what I mean? And I don't know why, but I've always had this image in my head of what the opening shot would be.
Okay.
I don't know why. It was one day just popped in my head, and like I imagine like like it just starts out this shot in like the woods. It's just like quiet, like a bird chirping or whatever. You don't see anything, and then you see this mountain man just sort of like just running, kind of awkwardly. You know, I imagine being a little overweight and just kind of running awkwardly like through the woods, and you're just like, why is he running? And then an arrow just hits a tree.
Oh, okay.
And he sort of looks at it, you know, like, oh, and he keeps running, and then like another arrow hits or something. I always thought like that would be an awesome way to start it.
I think they've done that. There was a movie with Clive, what's his name, the British guy that was in King Arthur, Clive Owen. Shoot 'em up.
Okay.
See that?
Yeah.
He's sitting on the park bench, just sitting there for no reason.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, car crashes. Pregnant girl jumps out, runs past him. Another car jumps out. Bad guy jumps out, starts shooting at the pregnant woman.
Oh, yeah.
I think I
might have seen that. I can't remember.
They never say who he is or why he's sitting there. He just picks up a gun, starts shooting back. Movie starts. Shoot him up. Hey.
Yeah.
So, hey, dude, go. We gotta
make that
do
movie
it.
one day.
We gotta do it. I was thinking like Naked and Afraid. That worked somehow. Yeah. I ain't going on that one. I'm gonna tell you. I ain't going. No. Sorry, I couldn't hack the bugs. No. Oh my god.
I have another idea too, but I won't say it because it's like because I feel like it's really good, but yet I just don't think I'll ever do it because it might be difficult. But anyways,
dude, I get the backers, get the big guys out at Paramount Pictures, United Artists. Hey, pitch the idea. Okay, here's $20 million, make it happen. No problem.
It'd be nice.
Like $20 million. Is that all? I think I can get it done.
I mean, honestly, $20 million would get you, I would think, a kind of a mid-level movie.
I did a commercial at this place I used to work. They needed and be all honesty, they said that they needed some color. So I was the only black paramedic.
They're honest about it.
So I was the only black paramedic around. So that we need him. So I got to push the cart, push the gurney, and run through, urgently through the emergency room, which never happens.
Yeah.
Whenever they shot that commercial, it was a 30-second commercial. They were spending money like water. Whenever they need something, credit card, go get it.
Yeah.
There's none of this. There was none of this with them. It was go buy it right now.
Yeah.
What's that? New heart monitor. Buy it. Dude. If you got the cash, you can make it happen.
That's crazy, yeah.
And everybody else was professional actors, and then there was me. I was pushing a pregnant woman down this hallway, because the image people have is that when a baby comes, which you guys know, the baby comes and oh my God, it's about to pop out right now, so everybody's running their butt off. That never happened. BS.
No.
BS. But the image is, oh my God, it's terminal. It's going to happen right now. So I'm running down the hallway, pushing this gurney with this pregnant woman on top of it. She's yelling, screaming, and her husband, carrying his jacket and a briefcase, is running behind her. Right, stereotypical business guy, loose and tie. Just came from the office, and I'm standing.
That's how ours went.
That's right, exactly the same way. So we're standing there getting ready to shoot it. We shot the thing, that scene, about like 20 times.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, run down the hallway. I'm pushing this woman down this hallway. He's like, one more time. Back up the hallway. And then do it again. And, more screaming next time. Back up the hallway. So it's about the 15th time, right?
Yeah.
And every time the actor who played the husband, he's sitting there getting into the character. He's like, okay. All right. Okay. Go! And he's yelling, look on his face and all that, and they cut him out. They cut him from the scene. What the fuck?
That's hilarious.
What? So, I realized then, and they had the makeup guy, in there, because you just can't, have a camera guy. You got to have a makeup guy, the lighting guy, the monitor dude, and then there's the talent. Which, again, the only reason I was in there because they needed some color. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So, sorry, can't have all white people here. That never happens. No. No. We need some kind of brown person here.
I mean, have you ever been to a place and there was only white people there?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Thank you. And you know this real quick. You know this real quick.
How do you feel, though, like when you see, like, because that's definitely a thing now, is that, like, anytime they always have a cross section.
Exactly.
Of every
melting
race.
pot. The melting pot. Yeah. Which
and it's unrealistic.
No, it is.
And it's not like I want to see more white people in that. That's not
well, you got no white folks right here. Where they at?
That's not what I'm saying. Like my thing has always been like, really, if you want it to be realistic, it ought to be random.
Yes.
Sometimes it's all black people. Sometimes it's mostly
high school,
whatever.
When I was on recruiting duty for the Army, I had this high school in a certain part of Kentucky.
Yeah.
Southern Ohio, certain part of Kentucky. I pulled up. It was 800 students, no minorities.
Yeah.
None at all. I am the darkest thing there.
Yeah.
So of course the Army says, just get in there. I'm like, of course. I walk in there. How you doing? Sergeant so and so, United States Army. Hey, how you doing? Happy to meet you. Hey. And then now it's a little bit awkward. A little bit awkward.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't. Hey, no, you got to put people at ease. Oh, don't worry about it. I know how you. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Nah, no problem.
Yeah.
Hey, it's fine. Relax. In the middle of nowhere, Kentucky. Appalachian Hill culture, and you're I've told the clan story. It was in that place. It was in that area.
Okay.
And it was again, you got to put people at ease. And so I've been to places where it's where you stick out or I stick out. So yeah, it's obvious. It's like, okay, relax, everybody. It's cool. Relax. It's all right. It's fine. Okay, all right.
Because you have it goes the other way a lot of times. I feel like where it's like no one. It's not that like they're racist. It's just like they're afraid of coming across that way. So it's like they're overly
overly PC.
Like one time, I'm not going to say who I was with because I don't want to it's not that it was a bad thing. I don't want to put anybody in the hot seat. But I was with someone, and there was someone near where we were who was black.
Okay.
Right, and he was installing something. It was part of a crew, right?
That's right.
Right, and one of them was black.
Okay.
And I was with someone else. It was not part of that crew, and we were just talking.
Okay.
And we were talking about a movie, and I knew that this person was trying to tell me about someone who was black in a movie.
Yeah, okay.
But they would not say that they were black. They kept describing them every other way. And it was just like if he just said, the black guy in that one movie, I would know exactly who he's talking about. And I already knew who he's talking about.
I already know.
It was funny. What I did, once I realized what was going on, I was like, oh, the black guy in that movie, it's just like,
shut your mouth. What are you talking about?
It's like, I mean, come on, it's like you can't say a black person around another black person. Like that's racist to say that someone's black.
It's racist not to say it.
Yeah, I mean, I've known people that will still they're not saying anything racist at all.
That's right.
They're just referring to a black person and they'll whisper it in public. They'll be like, shh, it was a black guy. It's like, why are you whispering that?
Hey, I think he knows he's black. I think he knows.
It's like a secret.
What? I'm black? What?
I gotta go home and think about this.
What happened?
I think that's one of the things is aside from actual real racism, it's like people just gotta loosen up,
Hey, don't be offended by everything, man. Relax. I mean,
yeah.
Heck. Your bleep button was working.
It may or may not work.
I'll tell you about that live crap.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's just like people just gotta lighten up sometimes.
Relax. I mean, come on. Everybody stop getting offended by anything. I mean, because.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like sometimes you need to point out what someone's race is for whatever the context is, and it's like whoever is like if there's a bunch of white people, you wouldn't say the white guy, and if it was a bunch of black people, you wouldn't say the black guy. It's just, it just depends on.
People are
who's there, if you need to point them out,
I was doing the medic thing at this free clinic outside Fort Bragg. The Catholic Church ran this free clinic down in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and I went down there to volunteer. And these people from Micronesia, Yes, where's that? Yeah, it's out from the.
So it's like a miniature version of Indonesia.
Yeah, good. It's a little bit east of there. Yeah, you're right. They're from this little island called Truk. That's Truk.
So is that what that song is about? Talking about trucks? That song?
No.
Sorry, another bad joke.
Okay, duh. This island of Truk, which used to be a Japanese naval air base in World War II. The Americans bombed the hell out of it. They were they were among the native people of that island. Which Micronesian, very brown people. Okay. I'm treating this one of the family members, and something came up, and they said, well, I asked them. There was a question on there. What was their race? And they said Micronesian, which is Asian Pacific, and they said, now are you black? I thought that was so open minded.
Yeah,
it's obvious I am, but they said, well, wait, now it may not be. Are you black? Yes, I am. Thank you. Yes, I am. But I thought that was very open minded, very forward thinking.
That's true.
Hey, you don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't know.
That's true. We do I feel like we kind of whitewash it in America where we don't say specifically where you're from. It's just your color,
Yeah. There's more to it than that. Like, example, like India. No, I'm trying to think somewhere. India. Some people that are very dark, but they are considered Caucasian.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's right. So, so it's not as clear cut. It's not as simple as people think it is.
Yeah.
So hey,
it's like it's weird. Like some people think that calling someone Mexican is racist, and I think part of where that comes from is because people who are racist, anyone who looks Latino, they're
Latin,
a Mexican.
Yeah. Sorry, there's more to it than that. Yeah. I'm here to tell you. Okay. Yeah. Here to tell you.
Yeah. It's like I don't know. I guess it's. So I think one thing that could help with this problem, I feel like, is we need to all sit down and agree on what we call each other.
That's right. We'll have a meeting. All right.
Yeah.
Are we clear on that? Okay, adjourned. Okay.
Right. This is what we call each other.
Okay.
Teach it in the schools and be done with it.
I will quote Senator Daniel Inouye. I can't pronounce his name. Okay. He was a Hawaiian senator that also fought in World War II.
Okay.
And he said that he felt like the world would be a very better, nicer place if everybody just took 10 minutes a day to sit down to get to know somebody different from them.
Yeah.
And he's absolutely right.
Yeah, it's very true.
So
I've always enjoyed, like back when I was working at Target, I was saying a lot of interesting people work there. Mm-hmm. Like that was a really cool cultural experience for me because there was a guy who worked there who was a North Vietnam was the bad Vietnam, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I
they were the bad ones. Yeah.
That's right. But he was a South Vietnamese soldier for 25 years.
Oh,
and it was just like, wow, this dude's working at Target in America,
Yeah.
And then there was another guy who was a guide at Mount Everest,
Sherpa, yeah.
Yeah, and he was in the Indian Army. And there was a bunch of people there who were refugees from Bosnia.
Uh-huh.
There was a guy from Somalia that lived there. That worked there.
Okay.
And I remember him telling me one time that his English was okay, but like he would say things sometimes that were kind of weird. Like, but he was just like, I feel like one thing that's a weird language barrier that happens is like, the words are right, but it's like something about the inflection makes it seem weird. Like one time he was just like, I can't do his accent, but I'll attempt. He was like, yes. In my country, I leave because they kill me if I go back, or something like that.
Good reason to leave.
He said it very matter of fact, and they're just kind of like, "Oh, okay."
Good reason to leave. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Good reason to leave. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just a lot of people like that from all these different backgrounds, and it's kind of cool to like talk to people like that and get to know them.
Exactly. Don't be isolated. Don't. I told a story about how I was at the grenade range at Fort Dix, New Jersey.
Yeah.
And again, the world I came from, you were black, white, or a mix of the two. That was that was it.
Yeah.
The part of the South I came from. There wasn't none of this other variety stuff. Black, white, or a mix of the two. That was it.
No variety.
That was it. So I get to Fort Dix, right? First time I left Georgia in my life. I get up there to Fort Dix and I see these what I think are black people.
Yeah.
Talking this language I never heard before. They were speaking Spanish.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, I don't understand what they say, but I can't understand why I don't understand them. I'm listening. I'm like,
them boys sure talk funny. They must be from way down south. Must be Louisiana, somewhere like that. They were speaking Spanish. I had no idea. The idea they were speaking another language didn't even occur to me.
Wow.
But again, you got to be broad-minded. You got to understand that there are a few different kind of folks in this world than you.
Yeah.
So hey, it was eye-opening.
Yeah.
Y'all talk another language? Y'all don't speak American?
Speak American, yeah. With the M on it.
That's right, American.
Yeah. That's a different language, yeah.
That's what I did in Germany. It's the same thing. Yeah, hey, y'all got to speak American over here. Yeah, I know it's your country. I don't care. Y'all got to talk like me.
I always love that line from The Fifth Element. You seen that? The Fifth Element with Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
That line with the that redheaded girl falls through. And he's like, only speak two languages, good English and bad English.
That's good. Bruce Willis, right?
Yeah. Okay, that's such a great movie. I love that movie.
Fifth Element. Okay.
Yeah.
Die Hard. I won't quote his famous line from that
the
movie.
Yippee-ki-yay one.
Yippee-ki-yay. Well, you know what else.
I love the Die Hard movies. I thought they were all good. I enjoyed them all. I haven't seen the newer ones.
It's a good day to die hard.
Yeah, I saw the first new one, and I thought it was pretty good. The one it had Timothy Oliphant in it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's like the last one.
I thought there was one after that. I don't know, but
the first two were cool.
I liked the third one. It was weird, but I liked it.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. It's Bruce Willis shooting stuff up. So
yeah, and then the dude that was. Like the German dude that was a bad guy that was supposed to be the brother
of the first bad guy killed.
Yeah,
okay.
He's a pretty good bad
Jeremy
guy.
Irons. Jeremy Irons, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And then Samuel L. Jackson, who didn't cuss. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I know. It stunned me, too. We're like at a loss for words.
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson didn't cuss. Well, I'm at a loss for words.
What's weird is like... He almost, I guess, probably because he still had hair in those movies. He seemed older then than he does now. I don't know.
Well, okay, that movie was before Snakes on a Plane.
Yeah, long before.
Before what's the one where he put with John Travolta?
Pulp Fiction. Yeah,
it was before all that. That's what we know him from now.
Right. Yeah.
Before that, it was like who? Because he was in Jurassic Park too.
Yeah, he was.
Yes, he was. That's right.
His arm, too.
The computer guy. Yeah, smoking at the desk. Yeah. Okay, Samuel. Okay.
Yeah, he was good even back then.
Yeah, he was all right, but you didn't know him.
Right, yeah.
Hey, I think he's from Chattanooga, too, ain't he? Chattanooga, Tennessee.
That's right. Yeah, he is. Yeah.
The old guy, Chattanooga.
Yeah, I saw something that showed the first time he was ever in a movie, and because he was getting some award or something, and they were showing like his first ever appearance in a movie, and he was wearing a ski mask, so like you can't even see him.
And like what's his name? Morgan Freeman. He was on the electric company back in the 70s.
Really?
Yeah, dude, that's right.
That's
Sorry, I forgot. I'm sure my age again.
Yeah,
you youngins don't know nothing about that electric company. That was like pre Sesame Street. That's before Sesame Street. You had electric company.
It took me a minute because at first I was like, "Are you saying he was working for an electric company in the '70s?" And then I was like, "Oh yeah, that was a show."
Yeah, he got my power turned on. That was Morgan Freeman. He was checking my meter at the house.
I thought God was talking to me.
That's right. I know that I see him somewhere before. I forgot I'm the old guy here. I forgot. Yeah, you youngins don't know nothing about anything before 1990.
Well, what's funny is I know some old stuff because my parents because my parents were from a older generation than most people my age,
which is they're your parents.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like my parents were born like my dad was born in 50 and my mom was born in 49. So like most people because they were like in their late 30s when I was born, so I have older parents, so I skipped a generation.
That's right. So I keep forgetting. Let me tell you something. When you get to be an old guy, you realize you find out real quick. Like you talk about Polaroids and all that. What? Polar what?
Yeah.
You had to send stuff off to the store to get it developed. They go, what? You sent the picture off? What are you talking about? Yeah, I know. Where's my rocking chair?
I'm glad, I was born right in that sweet spot where I remember a lot of that stuff. I grew up, I remember a time before cell phones. I remember, VHS tapes. I remember getting photos developed. I remember going to the Walmart before they were, huge. It was, a regular size store.
That's right. It wasn't the super Walmart.
Yeah.
Play football in, yeah.
Yeah, you go in and you drop the little thing and the chute,
Come back 3 days later. 3 days. I can't wait no 3 days.
Yeah.
I remember. Again, I feel like my dad now. Yeah, I remember when you had the Instamatic. You had to hit the button and then you had to, wave the film around to get to the Instamatic. Polaroid one step. Sorry, I am dating myself. So
those were cool because it's you get the photo right away.
It's it come right out and then you wait.
Right. You have to put it in the sun, right?
No, you just have to hold it there, and then it's the problem with those Polaroids, they're all fading away now.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah, the chemicals they use to make it instant, they're fading. They degenerate over time. So,
I didn't know that.
So, oh my God, I'm so old. Jeez, where's my rocking chair? Wheel me out of here. My God. Yeah, Grandpa, tell us about the time before the internet. Well, boy, I tell you had to go to something called the library and get in the book. You do a decimal system, look stuff up. What? You mean you just didn't Google it? Google? Hell no, boy.
But where did you type in what book you wanted to look at?
And he's coming out to your house selling them encyclopedias once a year.
Yeah.
By the time you got them, they were outdated.
Yeah. Oh man. Encyclopedia. I mean, that really seems like an archaic way of doing things now.
You mean look it up in a book? What?
Yeah. And
first, you have to have some kind of general knowledge of where it was in the first place.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It's just crazy.
I'm telling you now, we still got so good now. Come on.
Yeah.
It got
it's
Alexa.
Nice. I mean, technology is great in a way. I mean, it allows you to live better with less, kind of.
True.
Think about it. It's everyone is kind of upping their, I don't know what the word is, their class or social,
their academic
whatever.
level, because it's stuff that we take for granted now was just amazing when it first came out.
Well, it used to be that if you had 2 TVs, it was whoa,
you win the lottery?
But now it's you trip over cheap TVs at any store you walk into.
The big thing when I was a kid was cordless phones. Because everybody had that phone in the kitchen, up on the wall, right? If you had a cordless phone, it's like, my God, there's no cord.
Talk anywhere.
Or when the first cell phone came out, I got my first cell phone, 1994. Oh my God! Oh yes, the dark ages of '94. Yeah, I got my first cell phone, 1994, and all you could do was talk on it. I know,
Wow.
That stunned look you got on your face. You mean just talk? Yes. All you could do was talk on it. If you went 1 mile outside city limits, you were roaming. There was no national network. So, oh my, and texting. I think they had they had texting, but nobody understood it. It was just like,
I remember they had 2 ways. There was a specific thing only for texting.
And that was that other thing, the push button phones. You could push to talk to somebody else who had the same phone you had.
Yeah,
it's like a walkie-talkie.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I wonder when the whole when that smart prefix thing is going to be, what do you call that? It's not a prefix, I guess, but whatever, people are going to start calling things smart thing, because but smart, if anything says it's a smart something, it just means it connects to the internet.
I think 99 is when the iPhone first came out.
1999.
Yeah.
Are you sure about that? That seems pretty early.
No, it wasn't 99. No, it was 09. 07 or 09.
Yeah, that sounds better. That sounds more, yeah.
07 or 09.
I was say, damn, 1999.
I'm like, whoa, dude.
Where was I at?
They got Prince songs in my mouth. Okay. Yeah, you know, see, the memory's the first thing to go, see?
Yeah, that's right.
But, where am I? I don't know. How do I get home?
These days, you don't need memory anymore. Just put it all in the cloud.
It's on my smartphone.
Yeah.
Tells me how to get home.
Yeah.
Like, I think 1997, 2007, 2009. I did it again. It's when the first iPhone came out. That just changed the game.
Yeah.
That changed because before that it was the BlackBerry. It was like,
that's right.
God, the BlackBerry. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yep.
And then Apple changed the game.
Yep.
And then
it's crazy how Apple was kind of going away. They were kind of like a niche company. It seemed like for a while with they were a big deal for a while, and then it sort of came down. And then when the iPod came out, that was what brought Apple back in. But then
the iPhone
was what just made them
changed the game, and their stuff works. I'll give it to them. If it's on,
I don't
iPhone.
like their computers though. Their phones, the only reason I don't use their phones is just because. I don't know. I just don't want to get into
because
the Mac system.
Android just came back hard. Android stepped back up to them. And,
Android's good. I mean,
it's because it started out as good enough, but now it's on equal.
Right,
level.
and they copied them, especially particular phones. It's pretty much like, okay, this is like an iPhone.
Exactly, and I remember the day I was walking down the street and there was a bolt of lightning came down and the iPhone was there.
Yeah,
and everything was different from there. Yeah, everything was different.
Yeah, but eventually the people will stop calling them smartphones. Surely, I mean, already I don't call them that, but I mean, they'll just stop being a thing altogether at some point.
In the book, Max Brooks, who is Mel Brooks' son, wrote the book World War Z. Based that the movie came from.
Yeah.
In the book, in one of the chapters, he talks about the first thing that's going to drive people crazy is that cell phone service will stop.
Yeah.
He said that there are people barricaded inside of churches, inside their buildings. The zombies are coming down the road, and everybody gets on their phone, and nothing works. That's what really caused people to flip out because we're all connected now, and if that phone don't work, oh my God.
That's why I always carry a cup on a string wherever I go as a backup.
That's right. That's a backup. Yeah. And you will see somebody get peed off. Let that cell phone service go out.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That condition they have now called chronophobia. People who get anxiety attacks when their phone is out of their reach.
Yeah, I think it's weird. That sounds like a fear of time or something. Does it crone though? Does it usually mean? What's another word that starts with that? I'm thinking of some kind of measurement.
Chronological.
Oh yeah, that and then there's some kind of chronograph. That measures speed. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Anyway.
That's a real actual anxiety disorder.
Yeah.
People get anxiety attacks when they don't know where their phone is.
Yeah.
And I believe it. Absolutely believe it. And
easy fix. Just always have your phone with you.
Yeah, that's right. Never too far away. Okay. All right. And Mr. Bluetooth just because the president calls, I got to be close by.
Yeah.
You know, hey.
Yeah. I'm still not used to that. The people with the Bluetooth thing, they walk around talking,
with the thing in the ear. Well, I had one on. I got one right here.
Yeah.
But the thing in the ear, with the 7 of 9, Star Trek headset, earpiece, Oh, sorry.
You could really mess with people. You could be like, look, you son of a, just and like act like you're getting really angry, and sort of directed towards where someone is, and if they look like, what the hell, you just point at the phone. I'm on the phone. Yeah.
Yeah. The first time I saw that was like 2001. Yeah. I was at Bragg. I saw somebody with a Bluetooth, and I saw this person sitting there seemingly talking to themselves. And I was like, what the heck is wrong with this? This person needs help. What the hell?
They have like a satellite version of that. You could be like in Iraq, like talking to the wife in the middle of a combat situation.
Oh, it's just like in that's that movie, Chris Kyle movie, American Sniper.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
he had a satellite phone right there with him. He's under fire. Hey, baby, we got a little fire. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. Okay. Yeah. Whatever.
That Chris Kyle guy, I know there's a lot of people that love him, but I don't know. Like some of the stuff that he put in his book about, shooting people off of the Superdome, and then the whole Jesse Ventura thing. I'm on Jesse Ventura's side on that.
Yeah, but as soon as that nutcase knocked him off, he became a martyr. So
yeah, and another thing too is people were like saying like, what was that noise over there?
I'm mixing a bottle.
Oh, okay.
like 5 or 6 times a day.
Yeah, it's like really loud. It must be. Is your mic on or something?
No, my mic's off.
Okay. But the thing is, well, I don't know. I need to get into all that, but if you watch a lot of the stuff about that whole situation where he sued, it seems pretty clear as the court determined that Jesse Ventura was in the right with that. Because it really hurt his career, and it was a lie, And then the big thing is like Jesse Ventura got all this flack for like, oh, you're suing the widow of a war hero, and first of all, like no money actually came out of her pocket. Yeah. It came from the estate, book or
the estate.
The estate, yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Not a Chris Kyle fan. Okay. The idea of him, great, but
it was a great movie.
Yeah, I did enjoy the movie.
Okay,
yeah. I mean, you can't help but like, something about snipers. It's very intriguing.
Oh yeah. A lot of the misconceptions people have though is that you just kind of go out there and do your thing. No, there's a lot before that. Get to the point that he was. What a lot of these sniper movies don't show is that everything it takes to get to that point.
Yeah.
What you see in the movies like Enemy at the Gates and American Sniper, that's the end product.
Right.
It's been years of training and shooting to get to that point.
Yeah,
and that's what people don't forget.
Like in the movie Jarhead.
Oh yeah,
they kind of make it look like
compressed a couple of weeks. Yeah, okay.
He's a good shooter. Let's make him a sniper. Oh, he's a good sniper. Let's send him out there.
Which Marine Corps scout sniper, very tough, extra tough to get that.
Yeah,
to get to that level.
There's not many of them probably.
No, there isn't. Oh hell no, not many at all. And you have to be exceptional. You have to be more than exceptional to get there. But the movie thinks, just a little of this, little of that, you're there.
Yeah.
No. No.
Yeah. Well, we could probably give that time. We could take some questions. Are there any live people out there with questions?
I've been writing some down.
Okay.
There were people wanting to know where Derrick's shirt is. Remember last time? No, not the one.
Yeah.
I'll take it off right now. Anyway,
that's on him. No, that By God shirt.
Oh, the By Godfather.
That was
a big deal about that. And then what's going on with the shirt?
That was another fan out there again watching the show.
I don't know. Get in contact with him. I mean, I can make. It's a good idea. I can make that shirt. Yeah.
Well, however y'all want to do it, I'll let the dude know. And
try to do it
on the website. I guess. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell him when it's up there. Get everybody mad at me. They're like, I went to the website. Didn't see a shirt on there.
False advertising. My God, I'm sick of that.
I'll never watch any of their content again.
Big John, disclaimer, Big John will let you know when it's on there for sale. But somebody saw that, and 1911 fan, thank you.
They're pretty good.
I had to submit a picture of a 1911, which I could believe they couldn't find one, but I had to submit a picture of a 1911 for that shirt. So, and
so it's actually your 1911, huh?
Yeah, here you go. Click. There you go. By God, he took it and ran with it.
That's awesome. What else?
Which one of you guys are a better shot? That's what somebody wanted to know.
He is. Hey,
I don't know. We never tried.
I'm just kind of sort of okay.
That'd be a good video, right? Maybe.
Automatic or bolt action?
I don't know.
There you go. That's
somebody just asked which of you two is the better shot. They didn't get the
depending on what we're shooting at. Pistols, rifles, swords. I don't know what. Crossbows.
I'm a great shot with a sword. Always have been, always will be.
Crossbow, marbles. Nobody's gonna get that reference. Another old guy joke about shooting marbles. Okay, thank you. The guy at the nursing home watching your show is getting out.
That's funny. What else we got?
Let's see. Somebody wants to know if you believe in angles.
Angles?
Angles, yes.
Is that like a religion or something?
I don't know.
So I believe in angels.
Somebody was asking, what is the meaning of life?
The meaning
deep on the podcast tonight.
Oh, okay. Well, that's another show. We have to do a show on that one. Yeah.
The meaning of life is to do as much cool stuff as you can without messing up other people's cool stuff.
Right. Before you go, get out there, live on the edge, experience maximize the human experience.
Yeah.
There you go. That sounds good.
Yeah.
We got to do a show up in here. We'll fly to Nepal, get in a cave with robes with the Dalai Lama.
Yeah.
Well,
that's right. I mean, really, if someone asked me if they were like, "What should I do in life?" I'd be like, do as much cool stuff as you can without getting in the way of other people's cool stuff.
Exactly. Within the limits of the law. Disclaimer. Within the limits of the law.
Because it's kind of like, well, it's in a way, it's like what we're all trying to do. It's like we're all trying to, do the stuff we want to do, but we have to understand the fact that some of the things we want to do might encroach on some of the things that other people want to do. So
can't bother anybody else with your stuff.
Yeah, so it's like we got to find this balance, and that's the hard part about it.
Get out there and live.
Yeah, and be positive is super important.
I will quote Emerson. Stand by. I will quote Emerson. He said the biggest fear he had in his life was that he would come to the end of his life and realize he had not lived.
Oh yeah, it's a great quote. Yeah.
My God, that's a good one.
It is.
So
also, I feel like people's like there's a quote that I heard from a Navy SEAL one time. There's actually a guy who used to have a TV show. It was called Future Weapons. Yeah. This quote, he said, it wasn't his quote, but it was one that he it was like a mantra in his head while he was going through BUDS training and all that stuff. And he said, the only way to stop me is if I quit or if you kill me. And I always thought that was really powerful. And it's kind of like, basically, it's just like you just got to keep pushing.
Yeah.
Because you're going to hit roadblocks. You're going to hit all these different things. You just got to you just got to keep pushing, whatever it is you want to do. And just staying positive and having a good attitude.
Expect it to be tough. Expect it to be hard. And then that just makes it better once you get over it.
Yeah, exactly. So there it is. We figured it out. The beginning of life.
That was easy. Yeah.
What else you got?
Anything else?
You got a hard question for us
back there? Derek, do you have any advice for somebody who's wanting to make the military their career?
Yes. Know what you want to do. Have some idea what you want to do before you get in there. That way you don't get disappointed. Have goals. If you're going to join the Army.
Is that what you recommend?
I'm not being biased now, but if you're going to go in the Army, okay, all right, be fair. If you're going to go in any of them, have some idea what you want to do before you go in there. What do you like to do? Because you don't be disappointed. Make sure you understand everything they got to offer.
Yeah, maybe talk to someone who has that job.
Talk to all of them. If you can, go to a place like an Army base, Navy base, Marine Corps base. Talk to the people there.
Yeah.
When I did the Army recruiter thing, my biggest prize winner, I took people to Army bases and let them talk to actual GIs.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
That way, you get rid of all those misconceptions, those myths.
Yeah,
and then a lot of people, all they have to go by is what they see on TV and movies and all that.
Right.
Get out of here. That's what got me.
Yeah.
But anyway, talk to people who actually done it. Have some kind of real idea what you want to accomplish. My big thing when I joined the Army, I want to be a paratrooper in the, by God, 101st Airborne Division.
Yeah.
And I did it. So, but if you want a little bit more than that, have some kind of idea what you want to do, where you want to go, and don't settle for less.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay.
But I assume that, like, if you are talking with a recruiter and you want to, like, talk with someone who actually, because odds are your recruiter may not have had the MOS that you want.
Exactly.
They could probably, I imagine they'll like put you in contact with someone who has. I would think that would be important.
If possible. It depends on where you're at. I was fortunate enough to be close to a couple of Army bases where we could throw them in the van and drive them down there.
Yeah.
And in fact, I took some folks down to a place called Fort Campbell, Kentucky, wherever that is.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I've not heard of it. Took them down to Fort Campbell, Kentucky. I took 35 kids down there, showed them my actual Army base, barracks. This is what soldiers do. Out of that 35 people, I put 22 of them in the Army.
Wow.
Because they actually saw what it was. It wasn't just somebody talking to them. This is what it is.
Yeah.
Learn as much as you can before you go. And have a good idea what you want to accomplish. If you want to be airborne, range, or anything like that, get it in writing. Get it in writing.
Yeah.
Get it in writing and get that education too.
Do you ever like stage anything? You know, be like, it's not like the movies. You know, it's not like anything you see on TV. You know, we're gonna go on base. You're gonna see it's very different.
Exactly.
And as soon as you like roll on base, like a helicopter lands,
I jump out.
Some
Come on!
Gets out with it. Some guy like gets out with an M60. He's like covered in blood. They're like, how much you get this time, Jim? Oh man, I thought I had 17, but as we were flying away, I saw that guy pop his eye open. So only 16 this time.
Unfortunately, what this guy's going to face out there is that there are recruiters who have lower levels of integrity. Is that a nice way to put it? Who will say anything to get you to sign that sign your name on that paper? You avoid that by asking a lot of questions, and if you ask a lot of questions, you'll be able to tell if this guy's BSing you or not.
That makes sense.
Because you don't want to be fooled into not get what you want. Don't settle for less than what you want. Now, let me say this too. You got to be qualified for it too. Academically, morally qualified for what you want to.
Yeah.
So it's give and take. I think the Army's good for everybody. Yeah. Everybody should go do at least 2 years. And I'll tell this guy, the biggest thing you're going to get from the Army or from the military, just be fair.
Yeah.
The biggest thing you're going to get from the military is it's going to make you realize what's important to you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So good luck. Go for it. Go Army.
Yeah. I was going to be a Navy SEAL, but I told them I only wanted to do it for about 6 months. It was all I really had time for, and they just wouldn't let me do it.
And that's what gets a lot of people, believe it or not, that gets a lot of people, I guess, disappointment because they see movies like American Sniper or stuff like that or the Green Berets, movies like that. I want to be SF. Okay, great. Navy SEAL, great. Marine Corps Recon, great. But understand completely what you get into because a lot of things, it's a great idea until it's time to get out there and do it.
Yeah.
So prepare yourself, understand what you're getting into, and most importantly, prepare yourself before you go.
Yeah. And I feel like some of this is just a theory, but I feel like some of the more intense training that you have to go through to become like an elite unit or whatever, I feel like it's less about turning yourself into what like a special forces guy or a Navy SEAL is so you can make it through the training.
Yeah.
It's more like the training strips off the layers and finds who you truly are inside, and you either are that guy or you're not.
Okay,
it's kind of what it seems like to me.
Exactly. If they're gonna beat you, it's gonna be mentally. Physically, you can get where you can get there.
Yeah.
Physically, you can get where you need to be at physically. That's no problem. The real problem, if they beat you, they're gonna beat you mentally.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. That like in the people that want to be Navy SEALs, it's probably people who think they're so tough that they can handle it, and then there's some people who think maybe they're borderline, but then it's just once those layers are stripped down, they realize like, wow, I didn't know I was this person, but I am
the person that I thought I was. Example, it's not about being the strongest; it's about being my opinion, the most mentally tough. This guy, I sent him to Ranger School. This guy was a gorilla. He was like 6'6", 270. The guy was rock hard. I get there. He gets there. He's there for about 5-6 weeks, and then I had to go get him because he washed out. What happened? He was out there on a guard post, and he was under a bush, and he's there for hours, and it rained on him. Then it got cold, and he said he just stood up and quit.
Wow.
They didn't beat him physically. They beat him mentally.
Yeah.
And most of these schools is just mindset. I ain't going to sell for less. I'm not going to stop. I don't care what they do to me. I'm making it through.
Yeah.
You'll make it.
Wow.
Next question.
Yeah. I felt for a second I was like, wait, did you misunderstand me? Did you think I was joining the military?
Honey, I'm going in. See you later.
Oh yeah, we'll get on to this question, but one thing I want to add is like, have you ever heard of Tim Kennedy? You know that guy? He's a kind of like a celebrity veteran. He, I think, UFC fighter, and he's sort of like been in some movies and stuff. Whatever. But he, because he was kind of, doing big things after he got out of the military in a very Hollywood kind of way, and he re-upped, he re-enlisted. Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool.
The biggest thing anybody gonna miss is camaraderie, depending on what you're joining for.
Yeah.
The biggest thing that I've heard anyone say they missed is camaraderie.
That makes sense.
You're with this bunch of people, and you're closer than family. Especially when you're deployed, you're closer than family. You got a job to do. We're all in it together. That is great.
In fact, I've been looking for it for 10 years out here, and it ain't out here, man.
Yeah,
out here is every man for himself, man. Yeah. It's every man for himself, man.
Especially in security.
Exactly. So that's the biggest thing I missed, and that's the biggest thing I got from it. If you're from a single child family, a only child, it can be great because now you got these 10, 20 guys that are closer than anybody ever knew.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing.
Yeah, that's something I've always thought was cool about it. And I wanted to join for a while, but other things
popped up.
Yeah. It's all that okay.
I think so. I think you're doing all right. Come on. I think you're all right.
Okay. What's another question?
One person wanted to know, it's kind of a two-part question. They wanted to know if you guys had seen the...
Oh, wait, no two-parters.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just kidding.
Sorry. He wanted to know if y'all had seen the Prometheus and the Alien movies.
I haven't seen the new
Aliens. I ain't seen the new one, but I've seen the Alien movies, yeah.
Yeah. I like them. They're
just
pretty
kinda,
cool.
Like your opinion on them. But they were wanting to know, too, if, you guys would do just an episode where you did, like just movies.
Oh, yeah. We've talked about that. Sure,
yeah. I thought we were going to do I thought actually do the movie.
Here's the thing, it'd be cool if we did a thing where we're watching the movie and they're seeing clips or whatever. Like that would be cool.
I was just working on that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there'd be a lot involved with that, copyright, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Like a better way to do it might be, at least not necessarily better, but easier and still good. I think is like we'll just watch the movie, like off camera.
Yeah.
Could maybe record. I feel like I don't know. Like we could just watch the movie and then do a podcast right after and just talk only about that movie during the podcast.
Cool.
Will be one option. Cool. But anyways.
Speaking of which, Young Frankenstein is coming to Netflix.
Excellent.
Yeah. Excellent.
Is it on there now or is it coming?
I think it's in June.
Okay.
So that can be one of your movies.
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent. Let's go.
I'm very excited for John to see this.
Okay.
Somebody just want to know what your guys' funniest gun moments were.
Funniest gun moment.
Funniest about awful when I broke an extractor on a 1911 firing that Wolf ammo.
Oh yeah.
Not fun. Not fun. Funniest gun moment. Let's see.
I know one I could think of, I guess, where one time I shot a double-barreled shotgun side by side, slug in each barrel, and I pulled both triggers and shot them both at the same time. And like the gun literally flew, like the whole thing didn't come out of my hand, but like it just came up and just like came off of my support hand, and it was just like the whole thing happened in slow motion. It was just like. I don't know, and I felt really awkward after that.
Awkward. I forgot I was going this training with a shotgun, 12 gauge, and I forgot to load the gun. That was awkward. Let's go. Click. What did I forget? Oh, to load the gun. I knew I forgot something. I don't know. Maybe that's important. Putting ammo in the gun. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't think of anything too funny I've done with a gun, but I don't know. Okay. Other question?
Yeah, sure. Last one. They wanted to know if you guys could live stream at the range. Have you talked about that before?
Oh, we tried to, and it just didn't work. There's not a good enough internet connection out there.
Which range?
Yeah, out at the compound. Yeah.
It's getting better. The internet.
Slightly.
I think. Slowly but surely.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So no more questions.
I mean, just. It would take me too long to go back through. I've been writing them down, but
okay.
I've been picking them out. They're wanting to know about like German beers and stuff from Derrick.
Bitter Weissen, Bitburger, yeah. Bitburger.
Is that what your
also bitter alt too. It's that dark beer. You can see yeast floating in it. That's
sounds great.
Oh yeah, you can run your car on it. Yeah, yeah. That's all you got. Come on, unleaded. They might as well be called labeled unleaded.
Yeah,
great stuff. Great stuff. I had guys that would drink a case of that.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's funny. All right. Well, I guess if that's it, then we'll wrap it up. Thanks for coming and doing the podcast again.
Happy to be back in Poland.
Yep, it's always good.
That's all right. That's all right. Yeah. Warsaw's great this time of year.
Yeah.